I want to say black girls have great personalities, but they're like apishly aggressive, you know? Apishly like manly sometimes, you know?
Wow. Tonight on The Factor, perceptions of black women in America. Are they constantly vilified? Late activist Malcolm X once said they are the most disrespected group of people in this country. Has the sentiment remained unchanged in 2026? The debate is on the way.
Welcome to the Black American, channel of the free and the brave. Are black women being vilified? Are they being held accountable? Or are they being criticized unjustly? We're going to dive right into it and get to the bottom of this. I know you saw the title, the thumbnail, and the intro, and you're intrigued. We're going to get into a panel where non-black women are holding black women's feet to the fire. Before we do, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate every single one of you. And of course, leave your comments down in the comment section so we can have a conversation. Now let's get into it.
Is a new face of villainy in America now black women? This comes as we're being bombarded by more and more videos on social media of them in street fights and brawls on reality shows. In the last week alone, black women have been blamed for the chaos at Daytona Beach's spring break. Law enforcement even calling one out by name, demanding $1 million in restitution for the damages in that city.
Here is number one offender, Elia Brooks. She got a certified letter basically saying that has come to our attention that you're advertising, promoting, or sponsoring, or organizing, or arranging via social media at Daytona Beach takeover.
That even some black men blaming black women for the new dress code at the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo.
Embarrassed us so bad for the Houston Rodeo that like this have to be talked about. And we've been telling y'all this. We've been telling y'all that black American women, FBA women, have they ass out everywhere you go.
And then there's this guy who describes black women this way on social media.
What's your least favorite race to date?
I want to say black girls have great personalities, but they're like apishly aggressive, you know? Apishly like manly sometimes, you know, the way they act. You feel me?
No, I don't.
Some say no matter how educated or successful, some black women have been constantly vilified, like politicians Jasmine Crockett and Kamala Harris. Hence, the question remains, are black women being vilified in America now?
Okay, let me pause that. He went over a few things that I want to discuss, okay? And of course, the topic today is, are black women being vilified today? And what we want to do is decipher, decode whether or not it's justified, okay? Because everybody deserves criticism in one manner or another, but we have to dive into it. We have to analyze it, and we have to figure out what's right, what's wrong, what's indifferent, what should be applied and what shouldn't, okay? First off, he brought up certain instances, public instances, where there are several cases of black women acting unsavory in the public. I must attest with my research and a lot of things that are going on, whether or not it be news stories, body cam footage, or just personal, anecdotal, real life experience. I do see many cases, black women acting out in public. They brought up fights and brawls. You can't deny it. It's recorded. People can see it. Is it all black women? No. For the all police that's going to hop down in the comment section, please pause now. You do not have to hit comment. I am not talking about all black women, but there's a good chunk of them that act out in public. Also, they brought up this spring break incident with this young lady. She made a whole flyer called Miami Takeover. And if you know anything about these recent takeovers, especially in Chicago, they're nothing that you want to be a part of, be around, whether or not you are a private citizen. And especially if that takeover is around your restaurant, your business, your retail, whatever type of business you may have. You need to lock doors and get out because it's nothing you want to see. And spring break in Florida has not had the greatest of experiences to the point to where they had to create a curfew and make it to where you couldn't serve alcohol after 8 o'clock, maybe 10 o'clock. I'm unsure. And that they had to completely shut down spring break in Miami Beach because of this, whether or not it be shootings, killings, just people acting out, getting arrested, doing very unsavory things and promoting complete depravity. I don't know what's gotten into us. The Houston rodeo. Now, if you haven't seen the Houston rodeo instances of the cheekage being shown, the cheekage and the cleavage, not to mention this is an annual event that has been going on for over 100 years that is raising money for children. They don't care what they go out there looking like. I saw the videos. Again, it's not all, but it's many. It got to the point to where they enacted not a curfew, but they enacted a dress code. And this dress code is not going to be for next year. They started the dress code immediately because it was that bad. And most of the cases, I can't even show them because YouTube would take my channel down. YouTube would give me a strike. They were dressing like they were actors in particular movies or at particular establishments that stay open until 2 and 4 o'clock in the morning. I saw one individual, one young lady who posted her outfit and was thinking nothing was wrong and got completely roasted in the comments because she looked like a woman of the night. The mindset is just off. What is acceptable has become so, let's just say the bar is low with acceptance. And we need to change the standard, raise the bar. Black men have been calling it out, but they don't care about what black men say. It's like they're their own race of people. I remember when there was a political issue going on where Ice Cube was speaking to members of the government and trying to get certain initiatives and policies moving forward for black people. And he had a panel of about 3 or 4 black women. He got to the point where he asked them, he asked them, do they think they're a different race? Because he was fighting for black people, but black women were acting like they were just this higher entity or different entity. So let's move forward because I want to put accountability where it is well deserved. I'm going to speak on other aspects of black women moving forward, but we're going to move right into the panel where we have non-blacks who are confronting other black women about their behavior. You don't want to miss this, y'all. Stay to the end. Let's go.
Let's get to it, Yolanda. Is this over-exaggeration? Is this a fair assessment? Unfair? Your thoughts about what we're seeing on social media bombarding us?
So first of all, it's not new. Black women are always the boogeyman, like always. We're angry, we're aggressive. These are all things they say about us. And so I don't know why people are paying attention to it now. It was not true then, it's not true now. And if I am angry, considering black women are the #1 target of everybody, then I'm justifiably angry. If I am angry, so I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna own it. So again, this is not new, it's old, but you know what? I've been black all my life, I'm gonna die black, and the one thing I know black women will do is we will survive and we will thrive. And y'all can just keep hating, because for whatever reason, your name always on our lips. And so we must be doing something, because you want our lips, you want our backsides, you want it all. You want our color, you roasting yourself, you're looking old before your time, because you want everything black. You want to culturally appropriate.
All right, Angela, let's hear from you.
Okay, let's go over what she just said. Angry. So she says that black women have always been vilified. Remember that Malcolm X did say that the black woman was the most attacked demographic of people in the country. Now, is that true? Is that fact? Is it deserved? Is there some sort of accountability that should be owned by black women? Because we cannot deny that there are some things that need to be taken care of and rectified. Also, where is this sense of anger coming from? Because it's just common fact, the angry black woman stereotype is a real thing. Where does it come from? It doesn't come out of nowhere. And her particular attitude, dare I say, suggests such stereotype. I can only imagine how she would be a little bit more uncouth when she's not on a nationally shown internet broadcast. I can only imagine. I don't want to assume, but I can only imagine, because the anger, I believe, does come from a particular place, from feeling like everyone's always out to get you, always putting you down. And then also perceiving you in a way that you don't look at yourself of being. But you need to look in the mirror and realize that maybe this stereotype is you. These are questions that need to be asked. And are people hating on black women? People don't just hate on people for no reason. Or is it perception? Are people jealous? Just start throwing out jealousy there. People ain't jealous. People don't want to be the highest baby deleters. People don't want to be the highest single mom rate. People don't want to be the lowest in net worth. People don't want that. What are we jealous of? Backsides? Lips? Who cares? Who gives a damn about that? If anything, people are going to get their bodies modified to look like Kim Kardashian. You know, and then there's an argument. Maybe Kim Kardashian is looking to be like a black woman. But at the end of the day, women are always going to do something to try to enhance their physical appearance. It's been going on for millennia. Nothing is new now. So you can feel pride and joy about somebody wanting to look like you physically. But what's going on mentally and what's going on with stereotypes that are being projected, or are they actually being lived to be true? Let's move forward.
Thoughts about this?
So here's my thoughts about this. I think
the
reason we're seeing more and more of these incidents is because people have cell phones, people have social medias. I don't think it's necessarily something that's new. I think it's been a problem. It's gotten more and more aggressive. And this is about individual behavior. This is about people who do not take responsibility for the way they act, look, behave. I can remember being a teacher in an inner city school, and I'd have one or two mothers 2 or 3 times a week, sometimes every day, coming in 30 minutes late with their bonnets and their pajamas and their footies, bringing their kid in, stopping my class 30 minutes late every day, and then getting copping attitude with me when I would say, you need to bring your child on time. We have a situation where in the black community, unfortunately, there is a lack of father and parental father strong figures in the home. And so you're seeing a lot of behavior because of that outcrop of that. And instead of like blaming.
See, the black women, I should say, they're actually scoffing at this. Like she's not spitting straight facts.
Whitey, or blaming slavery, or whatever the things that are going to be blamed on this panel, I'm 100% sure. Instead of blaming Whitey, why not take a look at the behavior that's going on with some members of the black community and have a come to Jesus with them about it?
Bunke, your thoughts about it?
All right, before we move on to the next woman on the panel, let's talk about this. The white lady here just pointed out responsibility, personal responsibility within the community, within black women, to be specific in this video. And she brought up that she was a teacher. And if you know anything about education and students in the classroom today, black kids are wilding out. They have the lowest literacy rate and the lowest rate of math efficiency. They're graduating with a literacy rate of about 30%. 30%. Who's jealous of that? Okay. She brought up the lack of Black fathers in the household. Now, I'm not going to put this solely on Black women. I'm not going to hop into the dating dynamics that goes on there and why Black men leave, because we both need to rectify this situation, because Black fathers are actually highly responsible for a lot of positive reinforcement and reactions and behavior that goes on with our kids today. And if we had a higher rate of fatherhood in the household, we'll have a higher rate of literacy, a lower rate of crime, lower rate of runaways, lower rate of illegitimate pregnancy, lower unemployment rate, higher rate of decency, because the stats just show, and I'm going to make a video about this, that fathers are key to every child's upbringing. And a study shows that a single father raises the same product of child as a father and mother in the household. And I'll make another video about this, about how everything plummets when women raise children alone. And she talked about how her mother would bring kids in late, 30 minutes late to school, bonnets, flip-flops, looking very unpresentable. Remember when Monique brought up that, baby, you don't need to be wearing your bonnets at the airport, and people ripped her apart. We're trying to help. She was trying to help. Fix your image. Have some accountability, because once things are brought to your face, especially from people outside the community, you don't want to listen. Just like I said, these women are actually scoffing at what this white lady is saying to them as if it's not true. Let's continue.
Well, I've been a teacher at both inner city and suburban schools. In the inner city, we were never scared of school shootings, right? So when we're talking about different groups being vilified, if we're looking at the history of America and who has done the most violent crimes, it's your people.
Okay, so now we're trying to point blame and things of that nature. Let me bring up a very important point. When you bring up school shootings, and she said she was an inner city school, which means Black school, and they're not afraid of school shootings. Now, a school shooting is categorized as kids who come to school and shoot up the school, right? She may have been in a school where she didn't have to worry about that. Okay. Now, a school shooting isn't always the Columbine type. That's not always a school shooting. When you have gang activity shootings at school, that is still counted as a school shooting. And there are way more Black gang school shootings than there are the quote unquote white shootings where they come with the trench coat and the AK and just mow people down. The crime rate for Black teens is through the roof. It's not even close to that of their white counterparts. So let's just categorize these things correctly so we'll all know what we're talking about.
In regards to the way Black women are viewed, I'm going to continue speaking, but I'm going to make sure that you're not intimidated right now, are you? I want to make sure.
So passive aggressive. Oh my God.
You're comfortable, because as a Black woman, that's what we have to do in order to have a platform, right? In order to be able to speak uninterrupted, you have to make sure that you make somebody else feel comfortable. So outside of what we're seeing on social media, we know that 600,000 Black women have been laid off, have been pushed out of the workforce, when we continue to be the most educated group of people in this country. And if we're looking at this panel, that's also evident.
Studies show they're not the most educated, because educated means that you actually graduate. They're the most enrolled, the highest dropout rate. And actually, the people that have the most education who actually complete the degrees are going to be Asians and Indians. Of course, the same continent, but for categorizing, Asians and Indians have the highest rate of education completion in this country. It's not Black women. Look it up.
All right, Carmen, let's hear from you. Your thoughts about that?
She ain't lying.
Okay, well, I graduated magna cum laude in a language that I just learned at the time because I am from Venezuela. And we see the aggression in this panel with Yolanda and here to my right, and that's the problem. But now let's talk about Kamala and Jasmine Crockett. You know, Jasmine Crockett is the best example of somebody that instead of representing their community with grace is just being loud, is just being aggressive, and is dancing in the halls of Congress. And then we have Kamala, which we all know she got where she got on her knees. Her story is way long, and she just got where she got because she filled many boxes in the DEI. Let's talk about merit, not about color. As a Latina, I don't feel any woman of any color with that behavior represent me as a woman. I'm a minority. I want people to get places based on merit.
All right.
Jasmine Crockett, ratchet. Why would we want to put somebody in office to represent us like that? I don't even want to spend too much time on that. Kamala Harris, you know, all the rumors that she got where she was on her knees. I haven't looked into that, but it may be true. She ran for president before. I don't know if you guys even know this. She got 0 votes in the primaries. But she was just pushed upon us when they finally had to realize that Joe Biden was unfit to do anything in life, let alone run for president again. Oh, my God. And they just shoved her in our faces to run with 3 months left. Nothing earned at all. Zero votes in the primary. 0. Most of you guys probably didn't even know she actually ran for president. Embarrassing, comical, ignorant.
Jasmine, Terry, let's hear from you.
So I think we need to stay on topic. So we're going to go back to Yolanda for her initial. Let's go back to history, right? Black women were told to cover their hair because it made white women uncomfortable, right? So the reality is whether you breathe or not, baby, we're the standard. And that's what it is. The beginning and the end starts with the Black woman. So regardless, whether you want to admit it or not, I think for the both of you, you stay on topic because what you just spoke about had nothing to do with what we're talking about.
Absolutely good.
So we're going to go back. So we're going to
Stop interrupting.
All right, I'm gonna cut it right there because it turns into a little cat fight because you know women gonna cat fight. So let's run this back. I think the non-Black women up there, the white woman and the Venezuelan woman, actually brought out some good points, some good topics, certain things that the Black community could improve on because they are detrimental to themselves and the rest of the society that we live in today. I feel like the biggest point of contention here is that Black women don't receive criticism well. They're going to be criticized, whether or not it's their attitude, how you look, how you go out in public, things of that nature, your education level, how you present yourself in particular offices that you hold. Speaking of Kamala Harris and Jasmine Crockett, people look at that and people move accordingly, because if you don't hold down the office how it should be in a very decent manner, you're not going to get the support. I made a video where this Latino man was calling out all the certain things about the Black community, and my ratio from likes and dislikes was like 50%. None of my videos are like that. Always in the 90s, high 90s, right? Because people cannot take criticism well. The Black community itself can't take criticism well when we're on the bottom of the list in so many different negative key point indicators: education, literacy rate, crime rate, baby deletion rate, net worth, home ownership, vehicle ownership, just ownership in general. We have so many different aspects of of life that we can improve on, we need to improve on. And I'm here, I just want to point out certain things, and hopefully we can come to a sense of acceptance and realize that we need to do better, because we have everything that we've been fighting for. Civil rights happened long time ago, and people now are starting to call out our shit. Like I said, we have everything we've been fighting for. It's up to us now to finally put things in order and make things happen. Stop complaining. Stop using your skin color as an excuse, and realize stereotypes don't create themselves. Asians are smart. They emphasize education. Black people are athletic. We emphasize sports. How about we emphasize education and family just to begin with, because things will trickle down from there. Fathers in the home, parents staying together, raising kids. That makes such a great product when it comes to offspring. Education. We need to learn and know what we're doing financially, socially. And let's teach people, let's teach our youth how to act in public. Let's teach them how to dress. Let's stop going to airports in bonnets and pajamas. Look presentable. It's up to us to change our image. And the Nike Tech fleeces, the hoodies, the skis ain't gonna do it. It's all up to us. Other people are noticing. Other groups of people are noticing. And they're fed up. They're tired. Black fatigue is a real thing. Let's make it go away. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Leave your 2 cents down in the comment section so we can have a conversation. This is the Black American channel of the free and the brave.